Happy New Year! We're tipping off 2020 by helping you with 2K20. We have expert tips, winning tips, and everything you need to know about play calling. Plus, of course, your top plays. Happy New Year! We hope 2020 is treating you well so far, and here we go. We have another special episode of 2K TV for you.
Absolutely, and whether you've been playing the game since last September or you just jumped into NBA 2K20 over the holidays, we have all the tips in this episode to improve your stick skills. In fact, we've talked to some of the best 2K developers and they're dropping knowledge for you.
Let's get started with the basics from gameplay director Mike Wang.
And then you're going to hear from the president of Sim Nation himself, Dazar, with all your play calling tips. Check it out.
Right now, we have gameplay director Mike Wang in the house for the first 2K20 expert tips. Hey, Mike, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me here.
Yes, Mike. Now, what can we share with the fans today?
Yeah, well, the first thing to mention is probably that if you play 2K for a while, the major controls are all the same, so you'll feel right at home with 2K20. But dribbling has changed a little bit, so this year you do everything with each flick of the stick. So if you tap up on the right stick, for example, this year, instead of getting a whole slew of moves, you get just a simple crossover, a simple between the legs, and this changes based on the player.
In terms of shooting, I know a lot of people were talking about different shot meter options and whatnot. I know this is something that you really like in the game this year. What kind of examples of shot meters can you share with the fans?
So you can have it by the hands, which is the default meter, and you can have different green light animations, okay?
I love
so
that.
When you hit a perfect shot, basically, you can either have this little water effect, which is the splash, you can have a paint splat effect, or you can have a little quick flash, which is actually my favorite. It's nice and subtle. And then if you actually like the shot meter by your feet, a lot of people like this from NBA 2K17. It's very similar, it just fills left to right. And same three options, you can have the splash or the splat or the flash. Or my personal favorite, you can turn the shot meter off. And if you do that, you actually get a boost if you have perfect timing.
You think a lot of players that are used to 2K are going to opt in for turning the shot meter off to get that boost?
I think so. I think especially the pro gamers and the real competitive players. And one thing to keep in mind, though, is when you turn the shot meter off, that you get a boost when you get perfect timing, but you also get a kind of a bigger hit if you have bad timing. You're going to see a lot of misses if you're a little early or late with that shot meter off.
I love that.
Ooh, all green.
What about some of the new dribbling systems? You mentioned having dual stick dribbling.
Yeah.
What tips can you give to some newcomers to 2K as well as some of the hardcore players?
Yeah, well, I think what we wanted to do with the dribbling system this year is make it so that anybody could pick up the sticks and be successful early on. You can kind of get by with just the left stick. You can get simple like stops and snatchbacks by just throwing the stick. But yeah, once you get kind of used to the way your player moves, and there's 27 different dribble styles, you're going to want to try to start to move more of your moves to the right sticks. That's where all the kind of the flashier ball handling moves are. If you want to do the between legs move, it's that kind of down left angle. If you want to do it behind the back, it's straight down. And these are all kind of like you just chain them together by flicking the stick left and right and up and down.
So let's say there's a new player or someone that wants to get better. How do they do that?
Well, the first thing we always recommend is to jump into 2KU. Everything you want to know about the game is in there. So if you go into 2KU, and the first thing you'll see is the training game, and you can go in there and then you'll see just tutorials on everything you want to do. There'll be a little overlay telling you what the move is and how to do it, and it'll walk you right through everything. So that's a great way to learn the basics of the game.
I was on Twitter and I saw your picture popping up so much during the 2K20 Community Day. How do you guys look at community feedback?
Community feedback for us is priceless. And so we listen to everything that they say, and we try to make the game that they're going to love.
What's happening, family? It's your man, Nazar, the AI architect for NBA 2K20. Here to introduce you to the play system for NBA 2K. It's been a minute, and I'm excited to be back, so let's get started. Now, if you're new to the series and not yet a veteran play caller, and you want to know what your AI teammates are doing out there, be sure to peruse through the coach settings. I highly recommend you turn on offensive play vision to all plays and make sure play vision display is on light. This will enable you to see and anticipate what your AI teammates are doing on the floor and make you a much more effective offensive player in 2K20. When your team has the ball on offense, tap the plays bumper to bring up the play action menu, and then press pass to run a quick isolation for the ball handler. This will give you 7 seconds of bliss for isolation spacing. This year, that spacing is dynamic, so when you move your player around the floor, your teammates will continue to create space for the duration of the isolation. The next option is the floppy. This play action button allows you to run a quick floppy action from any location on the floor. Tap the plays bumper and then press the shoot button, and the AI will auto-select a player to run a quick floppy action on command. It's real nice. Next up is the motion play action button. Now, you no longer have to wait on the AI to kick off a freelance action. Tap the plays bumper and press the lob button to kick off a motion action. The action you get depends both on the freelance and on the players you have on the floor. This next play action button is one of my favorites. Tap the plays bumper and bring up the play action menu, then hit the same bumper again. Pass icons will appear over the heads of players to your left and right. You can then pass to either player. The player who made the pass will then screen away for a quick scoring opportunity. As we all know, you can't properly run an offense without running the pick and roll. To run the pick and roll or fade, hold the play calling bumper, and the AI will auto-select a player to come and set a ball screen for you. If you want the screener to fade instead of roll, tap the icon pass bumper while still holding the other bumper. And finally, a more advanced option is to have the ball screen set by a specific player. To do this, tap the play calling bumper and then tap the icon pass bumper. Then hold the icon of the player you want to come set the screen. There you have it, 2K Nation. It's been my plum pleasing pleasure to make this introduction to the basics of play calling in NBA 2K20. Until next time, it's your man Desar, the resident president, reminding you to get buckets. And I'm out.
I'm exhausted. Hi, exhausted. I'm the 2K MC, and I can go for days. Winter Madness is over, and while you take a look at this weekend's 2K Compete events, we're finding our 5 Winter Madness MVP. Check back next week to see who wins and to see who hit legend over the madness. Right now, Just Dawn has dropped into swags. Check out the latest gear and get ready, because we're bouncing in top plays with your best trampoline basketball. Oh.
You know, I love giving them a hard time about their lack of passing.
And I don't get it because I feel like it's natural. You get the ball and you want to be the star.
Well, that's not being a team player, but if you want to learn how to be a team player, this next segment is for you.
Here's gameplay director Mike Wang with some expert tips on passing.
Listen up.
Hey guys, I'm Mike Wang, here with Expert Tips, and today I have a crash course for you in passing for NBA 2K20. We have 3 different pass buttons for normal passes, bounce passes to spin the ball into the post, or lob passes to arc the ball over defenders. You can double tap the bounce pass button to add some flashiness, or double tap lob pass for an alley-oop. By holding the pass buttons, we can do more advanced actions with our AI teammates. Hold the pass button for a skip pass, which passes the ball to a teammate further away than a simple pass. Hold pass after the receiver catches the ball to keep control of the passer. Use the sticks to make a cut to complete the give and go. You can even finish with an oop if you press the shoot button. Hold bounce pass for a teammate to run towards the ball for a handoff. A great move for a safe inbound in my team's triple threat. You can change this option in controller settings to full receiver control to move your teammate wherever you want as you hold the bounce pass button. Finally, hold lob pass to have your teammate cut to the hoop. This is useful on the break to have a three-point shooter cut to the basket instead of flaring out to the arc. Icon passing is the preferred method of passing for NBA 2K pros. Tap the icon pass bumper and notice the icons above your teammates' heads. Press a button and make the pass. Nice and simple. If you press the plays bumper while the icons are up, you'll pass to the teammate closest to the basket. Perfect for passing bigs with the break starter badge for easy buckets. Also, you can flick the right stick, aka the pro stick, in any direction while holding the icon pass bumper to pass in that direction. This also has a flashy pass variant in controller settings. You can change the behavior of icon passing from default to full receiver control. Bring the icons up and then hold the icon above your teammate. Now you can move them with the left stick to get open for the pass. Or you can choose pass type control. When the icons are above your teammates, double tap their button for a bounce pass, or hold their button for a lob pass. We have so many different ways for you to move the ball on the court in NBA 2K20. And if you're not sure which pass type works in which situation, hit up 2KU and check the tips section for a general idea of when to make what pass. So hit up Scrimmage in 2KU, work on your passing skills, and I'll see you next time for more expert tips.
Well, it's your man Desar, the AI architect, back in the building. Today we're gonna take you a step further into something a little more advanced. Custom playlists that can be available on the play action button. Let's say you're watching your favorite YouTuber and they recommend a few plays in your favorite team's playbook. Instead of searching through a sea of plays and actions, you can easily make a playlist that includes your favorite plays. First, go to the Offensive Settings pause menu and go down to Play Selection. You can replace as many or as few plays as you like. For this example, let's replace the first 3 play actions with our 3 favorite plays from any one team's playbook. First, select the play action you want to replace and press the pass button. That will bring up all the plays and actions in the team's playbook. Now, move down to the play that you want to select and press the pass button again to select that play. At this point, you can assign the play to a player or make another selection. Next, scroll down to the next play you want to replace and press the pass button again. Select the play and again press the pass button to select it. Repeat the process again for each play you want to replace. Now that we have added all the plays we want, scroll back to the top of the playlist and begin the process of assigning each play to a player currently in the game. To assign a play to a player, scroll to the play you want to assign and then press the lob pass button. Then select the player you want to assign that play to and press the pass button. This will select the player and send you back to the playlist to select the next play. Scroll down to the next play you want to assign and press that lob button again. Now select the same or different player to assign that play to and continue like this until you have assigned all your new plays. When complete, you can scroll through your plays and see who they are assigned to. If you're pleased with your selections, press the bounce pass button to exit out of the menu. You are now ready to use your custom playlist in-game. Now once you're back in the game on offense, hit that plays bumper, and now you have one button access to 3 or more favorite plays. It's real nice. Until next time, it's your man Desar helping you get buckets, and I'm out.
You know, this couldn't be a tip special without gameplay producer Scott O'Gallagher.
And over the last couple of weeks, he's been giving you insight on improving your game on the court and on the stick.
That's right, and he's back this week with another Winning Tips segment. Take it away.
Welcome back. Again, if you have not seen the first 2 parts of Winning Tips, I highly encourage you to go check them out right now. It's time to hit the neighborhood. Keep in mind that there's a lot of sharks out there, and I'm here to help you navigate those waters. So whether you're in the playground, the rec, or the pro-am, one of the biggest ways that you can help your team is by being a great screen setter. So there's 2 different ways that we can be effective as a screener. 1, we can screen on the basketball, or 2, we can screen away from the basketball. It's always great to keep the help side defense occupied. When you keep them occupied on the weak side, you can disrupt their rotations. Now when you set a good screen, when do I slip? Well, there's 2 different ways that we can approach this. 1, when we're on ball, we want to know what kind of pick and roll coverage is our defender playing. If he jumps out to guard the ball handler, we can immediately slip. If we're off the basketball and we're setting a screen, if my man switches, that's my immediate cue to go slip right to the basket. The two most important things when you're setting a screen is one, you gotta sprint to the screen. When you sprint to a screen, you make it much more difficult for the hedge man to get in position. And two, when you set the screen, you gotta make sure that you're there early and you're set. Just remember that the ball has energy. We wanna move the ball up the court and look for easy transition opportunities before we get into our half-court offense. It doesn't matter which perimeter position that we play, the ball moves faster than you dribbling it. So if you have somebody up the wing to throw the ball, early the ball up. If I'm a big and I just rebounded the ball, I need to find one of my guards to outlet the ball to. We want to look for early baskets in transition. It doesn't matter if we're 5-on-5 or 3-on-3, whether you're guarding the basketball or you're guarding off ball, all of you guys on the team defensively are on a string together. We got to remember to contain the basketball and help the helper. All right, so let's look back to the celebrity game. And here we see Chris displaying the one act that we don't like here at 2K TV, and that's my man didn't score. Here's a wide open drive down the lane. He's supposed to set up and fill. He does not because he's hugging up on his man because he doesn't care as long as his man didn't score.
You got to experience that a little bit in the showcase. I wasn't the one that got 45 points dropped on my head by Bear to Beast.
That's not a winning attitude, Chris. One facet of the game that is overlooked but is so important, whether we're on the digital hardwood or the real hardwood, is communication. Communication is important, but at the end of the day, you gotta have one voice. You don't want 5 or 3 different guys yelling in a headset communicating different things. One guy take ownership and direct the rest of the troops. And if that's you, you know the terminology. You've been watching Winning Tips. Not only do you know where you need to be, you know where your teammates need to be. When you look at all great defenses, the one thing that they do is communicate. Talk to your teammates, be vocal, make multiple defensive efforts, and I guarantee you those wins are gonna go up immediately. All right, you've watched all 3 segments of Winning Tips, and I promise you that you are better basketball players. So I encourage you to take these tips, apply them to the real hardwood, apply them to the digital hardwood, and I guarantee that those W's are gonna go up immediately. Because that's what we do here at Winning Tips. We improve your game. Until next time, winners win, and I'm out.
This is the 2KMC, here to bless you with your first top plays of 2020. And this week, they're all on trampolines. Whoa! Yeah! Showing some love to the cages, baby. Kicking it off with T-Butter 415. Going coast to coast and soaring on 2 defenders for the 2-hand flush. Don't jump, Youngblood, or you'll end up like both the defenders featured in this clip. Now we've got J. Russ 2-2 4-1-1 4-8-7. You can't stop me. Getting up to swat the shot and catching a body on the other end. Hitting them with the between the legs reverse. Now let's get some big top challenge action with Drippy 2K. Snatching the green shot and going the other way to jump over everybody. These mascots can't hang with the big heads. Seriously, did you see him fall back to the earth? Last up is Yukol and the squad. Tossing not one, not even 2, definitely not 3, but 7 straight lobs for the game-winning slam. Never seen that before. But give the defense some credit. You have to be pretty awful to allow 7 straight lob passes. Like exceptionally so. Like they are the Michael Jordan of awful defense. Every single one of them. Ugh. Now vote for your favorite play. And make sure to submit all your highlights to social media using the hashtag 2KTVWow. I'll be back next week with more of your best. This is the 2KMC, and I'm out. Peace.
You know what some of these tips could help with? Competition.
And we'll have a lot of that coming up in the new year.
We have the NBA 2K League Season 3, the Global Championships, and of course, the My Team Unlimited tournament.
And you still have time to qualify for that My Team Unlimited tournament, and we'll have more on that next week when we break down the qualifiers so far and get you ready for that January 25th tournament day. So until then, we'll see you next time.
Yo, yo. Estão a ver? Não. Yo. Yo.
Yo, what's up, man?
I see you out there doing work. Let's get to work. Here's what we're gonna do.
You got it. You got it. Come on, man. Hey, he can ball, huh? Hey, yo, right here. Ball up. Now we're rolling.
see you want to work on your three-point shooting. Let's get set up. Let's get everyone over here and get started. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's get everyone over here and get started. Here's what we're gonna do. Get your mind right.
Man, I can't even watch this. You could do better than that.
Consegue-me ouvir?
Ja. Então, estás a ouvir tu?
Não ouvimos?
Não.
Ok.
Que é?
Estás-me a ouvir?
Tô.
Peraí. Por que é que isto agora está diferente? Estou a ver, não sei. Eu sim, consigo te ouvir. Eu não ouço.
Ok?
Juro. Eu sim, consigo te ouvir. Eu não consigo ouvir o jogo. Ah, peraí, só vou ouvir um teste. Olha lá.
2, 3 som.
Ah, ok, já percebi.
Percebeste?
Isso não, som era do áudio muito abaixo da conversa. Aqui os fones dá para tu tipo, pôr mais alto o jogo ou mais alto a conversa, estás a ver? Tipo prioridade. E estava a dar mais tipo a conversa, a mais o jogo, tipo, anulou a cena da conversa. Long time NBA.
NBA. 2K.
Hey, what can I get for you today? I'm good to go. Thanks for your help. Anytime.
The WNBA draft is happening tonight, and we spoke to Asia Wilson last week, and she had some words of advice for the draftees.
You grow up and you always want to have your jersey up there with the commissioner and things like that, and hearing your name being called and you walking up, like that's something that you always see on TV, and then you want to say, okay, I'm here. I would just have to say be a sponge and not a rock. I think.
We're the land of the free and the home of
Spangled Banner. And we've got plenty more coming up. Stay tuned. It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. And our broadcast team tonight, Greg Anthony here to my left and Steve Smith to my right. And the Hall of Famer David Aldridge along the sideline. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
Well, you look at Davis. He has a huge vote total right now. Number 3, in fact, among Western Conference players.
And looking more and more like he'll be a starter. And that's really a tribute to the work he's put in this season. He's earned each and every one of those votes.
And it seems like the anticipation just continues to build each year around this time of the season. Going to be a fantastic weekend. And now the Lakers starting group. LeBron and Kuzma make up the forwards.
More guys off the bench get more minutes, and I think it's going to come down to if they can control the pace and also if they can make shots, some of these other guys.
And the Hawks making a change here. Korver's checked in. Pass to Capella. Young taking his time here. Back to Capella. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Skal Labissiere. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Lakers. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Ilyasova against McGee. 5 on the clock. Young from outside. Good on the triple. Young's got 5 minutes.
It just looks like it's going in every time. Maybe because we've already seen Trey do this so many times.
And it's good for 2.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
The Hawks trail by 7. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Kicks to Korver. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by JaVale McGee.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. And plenty of Hawks fans were despondent when the team decided to rebuild, but that dejection has turned into excitement.
The team plays hard every night. They have an entertaining style, and they have a lot of young talent. It may not be long before they're a real threat in the East.
That free throw, no good.
This is year 2 for Lloyd Pierce as an NBA head coach. Still in his early 40s, the Hawks, the perfect opportunity for him to grow and develop alongside his players.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Mike Scott's checked in for Capella. Reddish comes in for Kevin Huerter. And it's Teague for Young. Now, here's Reddish. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Outside Teague. 6 to shoot. Korver passes to Teague. From the stripe. Rebounded by the Lakers. And Coach Pierce works as an assistant general manager in the offseason. Steve able to learn that side of things and have a voice in acquisition.
That's very important. They are building something special in Atlanta. He's going to play a big role in that as well.
Now here is McGee. Jeff Teague unable to get his shot to go. Let's bring out the 2K leaderboard to see the best up-tempo teams in the league. Number 5, the Hawks.
You know, it's an entertaining style of play. And look, I mean, those are the baskets you want if you've got the legs for it. Scoring becomes a lot easier.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And Atlanta has possession. It's a 10-point game. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
They just got overwhelmed. We knew that game was going to be a tough one for them, and we were right.
Ugly, ugly display. I thought they'd be more competitive, but I was wrong.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard. They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
40 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Passes it to Korver. Reddish with the ball. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Just 5 on the clock. T kicks to Scott. Over Morris. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
And stolen by Ilyasova. They need this. And the layup good by Teague.
And Teague is just so calm and collected when he gets near the rim.
Over to the wing. He could go. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Los Angeles with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports Cup. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a welfare orphanage in Switzerland. He said he never imagined he'd come this far.
As a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about it.
Justin and for a different look here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Ilyasova. This year comes in for Scott. Kevin Herter, he's checked in for Hunter. Young is subbed in for Jeff Teague. On the wings, Herter and Reddish. Skal Labissiere out there with Clint Capella. And it's Young in at the point. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Lakers leading by 6. Pass to Rondo. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Hits it from three-point range. Here's Young. He's got 5. And there's the pass to Capella. Back to Young. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Young's got 7 points.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
1:31 left now here in the second. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. And Labissiere sends it back.
You have to be cautious when Labissiere is in the area. Those shot blocking skills are superb.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, when Trae Young was in college, he was known for his long-range shooting. But Young says, the people who know me best know that I'd rather get an assist than any other stat. I pride myself on making the right play. Knowing your teammates get joy and excitement from playing with you is all I care about.
That's great to see. Thank you, D.A. And I just love the skill set that Markieff Morris has, Greg, at that forward position.
He really is a do-it-all type of forward for this team. Can step outside and shoot, but has no problem guarding anyone on the front line of the opposition.
Mike Scott's checked in for the Hawks. Korver comes in for Reddish. The 3 from Korver sinks the triple. Korver's got his first 3 points of the game.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
The drive by James. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
The Hawks making a switch here. Teague's checked in. For Los Angeles, they have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And the GOAT conversation. LeBron has said his motivation is to surpass Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time. Greg, what do you think he needs to do to bolster his case?
I think for the naysayers, the obvious answer is more rings. You look at the other numbers, including those 8 consecutive finals appearances, LeBron is in the discussion.
Young's shot is off. No one near James, and it is good, and the
the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
And what I love, there was no panic on his part. That's the steady pulse you want in that situation.
And the first half is now in the books. Lakers lead by 10. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Kyle, a little tough there offensively in the first half. How do you guys get going in the second?
Just keep on moving the ball, play with energy, play with the pass. I mean, they're a great defensive team. This is what they do. So it's going to be tough tonight, but we did all right.
Hey, Kyle, thanks a lot for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports. And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. The Hawks will go for a different look here. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Scott comes in for Labissiere. Hunter's checked in for Kevin Huerter. And it's Teague in for Trae Young. You know, the league is trying to maximize competition, Steve, and flatten the draft lottery odds has been one way to do it. Will that be enough? Or is there still work to be done in that regard?
You know, I love the way they've done it so far, but I still think they can tweak it even more, and we'll get a better product on the floor where teams get a chance to compete for all 82 games. I like what I'm seeing right now.
And some kind of switch must have been flipped at halftime because both teams are getting after it.
I would have loved to hear the coach's speech because they really took heed to it. Like you said, both teams playing at a different pace.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. JaVale McGee is out there with Murray. And it's Caruso in at the point guard position. Caldwell-Pope on the wing. Lock at 6. Pass to Murray. There's the 3. Offensive rebound. It's good. 8 points for JaVale McGee.
And he's caught fire this quarter yet to miss a shot.
Teague, the pass to Hunter. Outside, Scott launches it. They shoot again. Korver, good. Korver's got the game tied up here for Atlanta.
So dangerous on the perimeter. We got a chance to see Kyle Korver convert inside.
McGee's shot is off. And for the Hawks, they're shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. The 3. And it's DeAndre Hunter with the foul. That will be foul number 5 on him. Kevin Huerter, he is checked in for the Hawks. And the Lakers also making a change. Kuzma's checked in. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking. And more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Murray outside. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. And he trains the 3, but let's see, they may need to review it. I'm not sure the ball was out of his hand in time. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And they're making sure on this one, even though it may not matter in the grand scheme, but the replay process is faster than ever. You know, why not?
And they're keeping the call as is. It was close, but he had not released it before the clock had expired.
Yeah, still better safe than sorry. I think they did the right thing to take another look at it. And if it's so close that you can't tell by the naked eye, might as well go to the slow-mo.
Some impressive scoring, and we still have one quarter. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court right now for the Hawks. Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Mike Scott out there with Ilyasova. And it's Teague in at the point. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. He can't hit that time. And Atlanta will come the other way. Here's Herter. He kicks to Scott. Outside team. Rebounded by McGee. McGee's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. To the middle. The 10-footer. And the shot goes in. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Atlanta calls timeout. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan, and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. For the Hawks, Clint Capella. He's checked in for Atlanta. Teague comes in for Kevin Herter. Free throw good, James.
Yeah, big play on the front end to finish, despite getting hacked there, and big on the back end to hit the free throw.
Young outside. 1:14 left to play here in the fourth. Shot clock at 6. To tie it up. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
He's a natural-born scorer who leaves everything out on the floor. Young simply makes things happen.
Kevin Herter, he is checked in for Ilyasova. And it's tied up with that one.
Tight ball game. Who do you want at the charity stripe? This guy.
Timeout called the Lakers. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.
Hey guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Atlanta's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Herter, it falls!
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
The drive by Rondo. Here's Howard. Another shot and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
You know, Dwight Howard wants an MVP caliber performer, but age and injuries now affecting him. Still tremendous, I believe, at rebounding and defending the rim.
So he comes up empty, missing both. And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
Here's Capella. Money!
Even though he's an elite scoring talent, Young finds ways to involve his teammates.
No room for them to make a mistake here.
You got to almost play perfect from here on out.
Count it! And he has brought them to within 2 points. And so it's Young who brings it up for Atlanta. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. Just 5 to shoot. Passes to Herter from past the arc. No good there.
Attack mode right there. He plays bigger than his size.
And so the big win by Atlanta in a tight game. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win, and really, it's like a knife in the gut to lose. You gotta love being on edge of your seat and just wondering what's this thing gonna play out.
Well, folks, that's gonna do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.
No. I'm all for uniform ads. I mean, who cares?
I care, Hank. It makes the unis less fresh.
No. Strong disagree. And look, this is a commercial enterprise. It's not some pickup game, right? Almost every commercial enterprise has ads. There are ads during the TV shows. There are ads before the movies. There are ads on web pages and bus stops and elevator televisions. It's everywhere, right? It is what it is, okay? And these ads don't interrupt the flow of the game, so who cares? I say, cover the whole jerseys with ads, just like they do with race cars. It's really not that big a deal.
Hot take, Hank, is on the prowl.
Oh, look, don't get me started. I got more where that came from. But first, a very quick word from one of our sponsors.
See, you're bought out, that's why.
Time to get personal. You like to cook, Hornet?
Only thing I like to cook, Hank, is fools like you on the b-ball court, baby.
Little flambe. All right, well, what if I told you there is a subscription service that sends pre-packaged gourmet meals designed by industry-leading chefs directly to your door, and all you have to do is...
Hey, how you been, man?
I see you out there doing work. Let's get to work. Here's what we're gonna do.
You got it. Come on, man. Shut up! Let's go.
Get your head in the game.
Hey, he can ball, huh? Next time, man. Next time.
Hold up, fellas. The grind don't stop.
Our inability to interpret late game situations has been costly. We need to do a better job down the stretch. All right, let's get set up and start practice.
Hey, he can ball, huh? Big coming, big coming. Hey, good boy, good boy. Hey, stay on him. Screen right here, back door. Get there, get there. Pick coming, pick coming.
Good work, team. Let's get one more drill in.
Focus, focus. Hey, yo, look at the clock. Hey, man, get mine. Come on, come on. Yo, look at the clock. Don't forget the clock. Drill, drill. With the foul. Clock. Keep it. Clock. Shoot that. Hurry. Get on my man. Shoot that, all you. Foul. You got it. Come on, man. Don't forget the clock. Hey, he can ball. Ah, give me that. Go, get it up. Hey, push it. You got it. 5 seconds. Hey, I'll see you later.
Let's get to work. Here's what we're gonna do.
Turn it up. There you go. Right there. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Roll up. again. Hey, hit me up.
I see you want to work on your three-point shooting. Let's get set up.
Getting started, man. Let's get started. Shut up, John!
Get your mind right. Come on, focus.
Hey, he can ball, huh? See you later.
Let's get to work. Here's what we're gonna do.
You got it. You got it. Come on, man.
A tua equipa do Sporting voltou aos treinos.
Voltou?
Tem que estar a 10 metros. Tem que estar a 10 metros. Só é 2
Looking forward
em
to seeing
campo.
some of those
10
rookies in
jogadores e tem que
2K.
estar a
For
10
now,
metros
send in
cada
your
um.
best WNBA
Boa.
plays in 2K20.
Send them over using the hashtag
Balneários estão fechados, tem que
#2KTVWow.
vir aqui
That's
para
all we have for
descarga.
this week.
Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye. Stay
ya.
safe.
And the starting lineups have concluded. So just sit right back and relax. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony. Chris Webber is here, our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And with us tonight, basketball expert Bill Simmons. Bill, you look great. Thank you for being here.
I'd like to say hi to all the people who traded for Anthony Davis in the GM mode of this game to get him on their team when their real team couldn't pull it off. Congratulations. I can't believe you pulled the trade off.
And let's look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Oladipo.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, Victor Oladipo has a huge task and a long road in front of him making his way back from that knee injury. But you talk to his teammates, and they rave about his mental makeup. They say he's an incredible person, great to be around, the most positive guy they've ever played with. So, Kevin, if anyone can come back from this, he can.
You better believe it. Outstanding, David. Thank you. You know, Bill, Indiana's a huge basketball state. Lots of love for the high school game, certainly the college game, but support of the Pacers has been a little inconsistent at times.
Yeah, I blame the Pacers because they should never have less than 3 players from Indiana University on the team at all times. Indiana people really love people who went to high school or college in Indiana. And I think that's one of the reasons they've responded to Oladipo like they have. Not only is he great, but he's actually an IU guy. I would always have at least 4. They should have all the Zellers. Anybody who's played in Indiana.
All 3 of those Zellers, then maybe the dad can come back and play too.
Yogi Ferrell,
yes.
all those dudes. They should all be on the Pacers.
Up with a new group on the floor. For Los Angeles, they have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight. Bill, you host your own podcast. I've listened to it, and I subscribe to it.
Thank you.
I love it. What do you make of so many NBA players now doing the same thing?
Hey, we have a couple of them. At the Ringer, we have J.J. Redick, and we have Vince Carter and Ken Bazemore. The ones that are good at it take it seriously. It can't be one of those things where, a player says, you know what, I want a podcast, and then it just magically happens. Like, you got to work on it. You have to use your connections and book your guests, and you have to be candid on the podcast. You can't just show up and just babble. The guys that have been successful at it are people that could probably have a media career for a living. Like JJ is clearly going to go into media after he retires. Richard Jefferson had a great podcast. He's gone into media. He's really good. Yes. So I think you need a little more talent at it than people realize. And you need the consistency of it. You can't say, I'm starting a podcast and then not do it for 2 months. Like, you have to really stick to it.
And Caruso's got the ball here for Los Angeles, trailing by 2. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
They looked overmatched today. I thought they lacked aggressiveness and hard knocking.
Holiday against LeBron. 6 on the shot clock. Holiday inside the line, and he hits the jumper for two.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Yeah, this is what you love to see. Both teams going at it, working to get to their spots and cashing in.
Good on the bucket. 9 points for Kyle Kuzma.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
McConnell's scanning the floor. It's stolen. And it's the Lakers on the break. And James throws it down hard.
And James simply one of the best dunkers in NBA history, I have to say. Highly creative in how he throws it down.
Indiana trailing here. Lamb with the ball. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. Kuzma pulls it in.
Golden opportunity that he can't make good on. Maybe a wake-up call to the D, though. They can't leave him alone like that.
Knocked away. The pass to McConnell. Trying to find Lamb. Gets it to him. Chalk up two there.
His offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish.
The shot misses. And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams tied up. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
Credit to coaching, GM. Some guys wouldn't have made those substitutions in the first quarter, but now it's paying off.
McConnell and Lamb in the backcourt. Sabonis is out there with Leaf, and it's Holiday in at the 3. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And Bill, when it comes to NBA awards, some people have said voter fatigue is a factor. Would you agree with that?
No, I actually think NBA awards are in the best shape they've been in because people are afraid to screw up. You know, that with the internet and the accountability we have now.
Accountability, exactly.
And we
There's
also,
nothing anonymous about it.
No. Yeah. And we have really good numbers and metrics now, and I actually think we make the right decisions with this stuff most of the time. I didn't really see any egregious stuff last year other than the one person who voted Dwayne Wade for second team All-NBA.
You get a vote, don't you?
I do, and I take it really seriously.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
I really care
Our
about
name
it.
is attached to it.
Yeah. I also, like, when I wrote my book, I really relied on the All-NBA stuff. Like, there was a snapshot of what happened that season.
Good point. Lakers leading by 4. Oh, Moore's in position.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about 10 not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
And from everything we're hearing, Bill, the draft's one and done aspect may be coming to an end. Like it?
For me, the G League is the key to all of this. I would like to see the guys come right out of high school and go to the G League and have an actual infrastructure that's attached to the real team.
And the G League is having an effect on the NBA. There are a lot of former guys from that league playing in the big league.
And the other thing is, like, sports rights are becoming more and more valuable with the streaming services and just the fact that you can watch a game anywhere you are. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it if you're in China. You can watch it if you're in Hawaii. And I think the G League should be a bigger thing. So if they can figure out a way to kind of steal college basketball's corner with some of the stuff while also preparing these guys. The one and done, that makes no sense to me. I don't understand what anyone gains from going to college for 5 months and then pretend they're a college student.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Murray comes in for Danny Green, and it's Caldwell Pope in for Dion Waiters. Back to Sabonis. Oladipo outside, 5 to shoot. Over Morris. Misses off the left iron. Bill, do you ever think we're going to eliminate conferences in the NBA playoff seeding?
I think that they would have done a 16-seed, no-conference playoff format years ago. I think they were really worried about their travel, though. And they've looked at it, and they've really studied it, and they've looked at the effects of, let's say Boston plays Portland in round 1, and you're flying 3,100 miles or 3,200 miles in 3 time zones and all that stuff. and it's a 2-2-1-1-1 series, what is the effect on the team if it goes 7? I think they're really afraid of it.
Three from the inbound. The shot off that time. And so it's Los Angeles with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. And with as many three-pointers as they bring, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. LeBron, are you getting the ball where you want to get it, and is that helping you score?
I'm very pleased with my individual performance right now, but not so pleased with how I'm trying to help our teammates. I got to do a better job of trying to get our teammates.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So check in for the Pacers. Los Angeles making a switch here. Lakers leading by 19 points. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Inside, we've got Kuzma and McGee. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Caruso in at the point. Out to the right wing. Pulls it up. And again, the Lakers no good.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Yeah, that's not his spot. Plain and simple. He's trying to force something. It's rarely a good idea. Oh, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
Sabonis against Kuzma. And the layup's good off the glass. He's got 8.
All-around player. Kuzma is very solid at finding his guys in their spots.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Warren.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
He doesn't usually fire from out there. 3. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Now, here's Brogdon. 9 points in the game so far. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
He's been a different player since halftime. Coming on strong now.
Here's James. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
In many ways, he feels like he's playing his best ball right now when you talk about LeBron James.
And the first one drops. And Los Angeles with some changes. Markieff Morris comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And Dion Waiters subbed in for Alex Caruso. And he makes both free throws. 1:43 left in the third quarter. And so it's McConnell with it. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. They host the Kings after this game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Passes it to Leaf. Here's Lamb. Kept alive by Indiana. Goes back up. Excellent D that time there from McGee.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Thursday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks. Then on Sunday, they'll be matching up with Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
The Pacers making a switch here. Sabonis is checked in. Green, he's checked in for the Lakers. Both good from the line that time. For Indiana, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. And here's McConnell. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Sabonis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lamb trying to free himself up. Makes it off the glass. And that's now 7 points for Sabonis.
Oh, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim.
Outside, Green. To the inside. The 7-footer falls. He's got 15.
With the second half he's having, I mean, his field goal percentage is way up there.
McConnell passes to Sabonis. Outside, Lamb.
Lakers foul call. Number 20.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Caldwell Pope checked in.
Second.
Here for the Pacers. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for Doug McDermott. Oladipo comes in for Justin Holiday, and Brogdon subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Free throw good, James. 1:44 left in the game. Lamb and Warren at the 3 and the 4. Brogdon and Oladipo, the backcourt duo. And it's Sabonis in at the 5. So that's the group out there for Indiana. The wide open look here for Oladipo. Misses the jumper.
Oh, the defense with no impact at all. Just didn't have the feel for his jump shot.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Los Angeles.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for LeBron.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in. Yeah, easy call.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Los Angeles. Sarge at the line for 2.
First one falls for him. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Leaf checked in for Sabonis. J.K. Sampson comes in for Jeremy Lamb. Edmund Sumner's checked in for Oladipo. And Aaron Holiday's subbed in for Brogdon. The Lakers also with a sub. JaVale McGee's checked in for LeBron. And so Murray nails both of them. There's 45 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And Holiday kicks to Leaf. Pass to Holiday. Shoots over Bradley. The shot by Holiday, no good. And here's the Lakers. Unloads from 13. Buries the jump shot.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Oh, Greg, that's the dagger. You could tell they wanted that one. I know that seals the deal.
Outside Warren. Here's Sumner. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Now Bradley. And shot on the way. Off the mark. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll do it, folks, for Anthony and Chris Webber. Thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.
Good game out there, fellas.
Hey, what's up, Coach?
Hey, Che, have a seat. I just wanted to let you know that we're all really happy with the way that you're developing. It's coming along.
Hey, I appreciate that, Coach. Means a lot.
At this point, we think you could be a starter.
Wait, for real? A starter?
We ain't just gonna give it to you. All right? You gotta keep working, and then if the game keeps evolving, it's there.
Yeah.
All right?
Hey, whatever's best for the team, you know, I'm just here to help us win.
Don't let up. All right, every day, every game is an opportunity.
Most definitely.
All right, I'll see you practice.
All right, cool.
Go get some rest.
Will do.
On this episode of NBA 2K TV, we're talking My Team, and there's still time to qualify for the My Team Unlimited tournament. We have tips, strategies, and important updates to help you take on that $250,000 prize. We have our Winter Madness MVPs, and you vote for the top play of winter. Welcome to NBA 2K TV. We hope you are having a happy new year. And with the new year comes the first NBA 2K competition of 2020. And it's the My Team Unlimited tournament. It's kicking off on January 25th. So this week, we're going to tell you how you can get qualified to take home that $250,000 that everyone wants. So here's the 2K TV My Team panel. Take it away, Sasha.
Thanks, Alexis. I'm Sasha, joined by our 2K TV correspondent, Blake.
Hey, Sasha.
Hey. And My Team producer, Robbie.
What's going on?
Well, this is it, guys. Your last chance to qualify for the tournament is next week. Spots are filling up, and Saturday, January 18th is the final qualification game day. We're looking to fill in the 8 remaining spots. If you're one of those 8, the following week, January 25th, is the big tournament day as we go from 32 players to our 2 finalists. The finals will be played in Chicago at NBA All-Star Weekend. We crowned our first $250,000 grand prize winner last year, and he's back in the mix. But in 2020, this could be you.
Yeah, not a bad way to start the decade.
Well, Blake, you did a great job kind of giving the details to everybody at home about the last qualifier. How about this one?
I appreciate it.
Saturday, January 18th, 10 a.m. 4 hours, be one of the 4 to qualify.
Robbie, what did you see from the cards in last month's qualifier?
Well, it's kind of becoming a tier change. The thing that was most used was the Pink Diamond Token Rewards West Unseld. That had the highest win percentage of any of the people who qualified. So it's interesting to know people are going through the token rewards and seeing which players work best for them. They're some of the best cards in the game, and it makes sense. At the same time, we're going to be seeing a shift in the next qualifier soon.
So we have seen a change in the meta over the past month or so.
Yep, with point guard Ben Simmons, Pink Diamond T-Mac, Yao Ming, and of course Giannis. There's a lot of big lineups out there.
And if you know about that Bill Russell card, you know.
Yeah, and Galaxy Opal Julius Erving is now available for the players that have gone 12-0 in every month. And of course the Galaxy Opal Ray Allen, the Prime Series reward. I mean, that 3-ball, he's unstoppable. And you have to realize that all the best players are going to have these cards, so knowing how to defend them is really important.
Yeah, knowledge of the whole thing is a big deal. And I talked in the last segment about how there are going to be changes to the meta. There are going to be great cards come out. The day that I said that was the day that the Diamond Michael Jordan, the Pink Diamond Chris Bosh, and the Diamond Ben Simmons came out. Those are all game changers. You have to have your knowledge of those cards that are outside your lineup in order to succeed when you head online and unlimited. So it's a big deal to know the meta, know what changes, and how you can counter each person's lineup.
So of all the lineups that have that lineup of death with Ben Simmons at point guard and then Ray Allen, T-Mac, Giannis, and Yao Ming, they're losing half of their games in unlimited. So they are beatable.
Yeah, it's really surprising just from a base standpoint. You'd think, okay, well, how could you possibly lose with a team like that? If you don't know how to play with the players, it doesn't matter how good they are. If a person goes against you that has an actual strategy, they can beat you. So don't give up on those games where you see nothing but diamonds and pink diamonds. It is definitely a situation where if you have a strategy and you have the right players in the right spots, and you're used to them, you can win.
Yeah, these cards are so much fun to play with, but they're not an automatic W.
Yeah, if you don't have your strategy together, very simply put, you're going to lose. You have to have a good strategy. Everything has to be in its place. We saw with Skip Malou last year. He had a strategy. I watched him practice. He's greening everything. He put the time in with the players that he's comfortable with. And that's how he won.
I'm the 2K MC, and we're starting this neighborhood update with a bit of melting. Trees on the curb, and the neighborhood is ready for you to compete in these upcoming events. Speaking of events, we have our Winter Madness MVPs. These players took over the 2K Compete events and have earned 250,000 VC for becoming our 2K TV MVPs. Kenzo, Scrappy 18, Bando PD, Amir World, Jump TV. Congratulations to our Winter Madness MVPs. And over the madness, we got a lucky number of legends hitting the streets. Watch out for those helicopters. These legends could drop in at any time. Maybe even in our top plays of winter. Check back later to vote.
And we're back. I'm Sasha, joined by our 2K TV correspondent Blake and our My Team producer Robbie. Earlier we were talking about some amazing cards, and if some of us might not have any of these amazing cards, what can we do to counteract that or go against them?
Please let us know, Robbie. I need this.
Look, man, all you're doing is chucking threes out there. I know you need some defensive tips, and that's what I'm going to give you. Defense wins championships, quite simply. We saw it turn the game last year in the championship. When turn-up defense forgot his defense, Skip went bonkers from three, and that was all they wrote. So you want to look at players like Bruce Bowen. When you evolve him from an amethyst to a diamond, he gets a Hall of Fame clamps badge. A lot of people like this badge in particular. It helps you slide over and cut off the defender driving to the basket. A lot of people want to drive and finish. It's a high percentage shot. It makes sense. But on the other aspect, you've got to be able to cut that off. Diamond Kobe Bryant, Prime VIP, Bowen, the new Tony Allen New Year's Resolution card that just came out. If you stay on top of things, you can find a bunch of great defensive cards, and all of a sudden, your opponent's rhythm is thrown off. They haven't run into a lineup like this before, and you have the advantage because you've taken them by surprise.
So being a chucker, of course, I know that one of the most important badges for me is Hall of Fame range extender. Do you think it's important to know which players on your opponent's lineup has that badge?
100%. You want to know your opponent's potential lineups inside and out. Just having a knowledge of any card that may come out is important. Just because you're not using it on your team doesn't mean you don't need to be aware. For example, the Diamond Steph Curry that was a part of the Andre Iguodala Spotlight set. It has Hall of Fame range extender. If you don't get out on that card, Curry could be pulling up from the logo and draining threes, and you would not be ready for that. Could be the difference in the game. So if you know everybody else's cards and your cards, you're going to be in great shape. It's kind of like studying game tape.
Robbie, are there any recommendations you can make for those who are trying to improve their lineup before Saturday the 18th?
Yeah, of course. One of the things that you don't want to overlook is heat check cards. For example, LeBron James had a heat check card that if he performs as well in real life as he has been lately, 97 overall, pink diamond tier for about $30K on the auction house. That's a steal. Another thing you can do is look at dynamic duos. They will boost players that are currently in your collection up to an even higher level if you put them together on the floor. So there's a lot of little tricks like that that you can use. The other thing is to make sure that you have your shoe situation right. I know that sounds a little weird, but if you have the right kind of shoes and the right coach, you're going to give your players that you already have a boost when they're on the floor. So these little things can make a big difference when it comes to the qualifier day.
Yeah, just going off what Robbie said, he's always hammered that home with the shoes and the coach. I have to have Diamond Kobe in my lineup, but I can't work with that 89 three-pointer. So I've got the Kobe 14s, +3 three-pointer, mixed with the Terry Stott perimeter-centric coaching, and I've got him up to a 96 three-point shot. And so now he's deadly from behind the arc.
Yeah, except for if you have somebody with Hall of Fame clamps up there and
doesn't matter.
Goodbye.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't. Cheeser.
Well, cheese or no cheese, you'll need 10 wins before Saturday the 18th for your last chance to get into the $250,000 tournament. Just for being awesome at my team. Good luck.
This is the 2KMC, and it's top plays time. We have 8 more top play of the week winners, and we need you to vote it down. Over the next 2 weeks, you will choose your top play of the winter and the recipient of 500,000 VC. So let's get to it. Starting off with Space Word Bird, with the block of a lifetime and clearing that dude. From episode 11, it's Flight Mixin'. The steal, the hezzy, and the self-lob. Just playing with them. Next is Waves on Swim and the Squad. Pulling off the wild double oop. Last up, it's Dylan Stevens with the spinning fadeaway 3 for the win. Now vote for your favorite play. The winner will be back next week to battle the winner of the next vote, which will happen right now. From episode 15, Chrome Antennae, breaking the same ankles twice and jamming for the win. Now it's Young got next with the double oop and the reverse finish. Game over. It's Blackstro 34, the steal and the elbow dime to the dunk. Finally, it's Knuckle and the team, tossing 7 straight lobs and finishing it off for the W. So many lobs. Now vote for your second finalist for the top play of the winter, and come back next week to see your 2 finalists. And if you want to see your plays on the show, then submit them to social media using the hashtag 2KTVWow. This is the 2KMC, and I'm gone.
Next Next week, we have Bill Simmons on the show, so be sure to check back, and we'll see you next time.